Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. This is one of those videos that is going to get me angry, I think. It's just immoral, illegal. Something absolutely needs to be done to stop this abuse of children. There is a man who pretends to be a woman. He dresses like a woman. He gets other people to join in his little fantasy that he's a woman. So much so that he likes to have a baby sucking at his breast, his male nipple. This isn't breastfeeding. This is sexual fantasy. He is using a baby to fantasize and fetishize the fact that he is pretending to be a woman. It is disgusting, and we need to have this man arrested for child abuse. There is nothing other than child abuse going on. He needs to be on a register, and he needs to be made very, very public. And I am going to make a start by doing that. So I would ask that anyone who watches this does share the video. We need this guy out there. We need everyone to know who he is and what he is. And he's got to get serious psychological help before what's going on from just simply having a baby sucking a nipple to far worse things. Because we know that they predominantly are predators. Well, this one, oh boy. So we'll take a look at it. But just to let you know that there are pictures, and it is very unnerving to see this happening. Because he was breastfeeding on a bus. He wasn't breastfeeding. He was exercising his sexual proclivities on a bus. Here goes. A man having a baby suck his nipple is not breastfeeding. Gender critical campaigners slam a male activist for using a child as an identity prop after he posted an image of him breastfeeding on a bus. And I'm not using anything other than the correct terminology. Gender critical campaigners today criticised a man activist. I'm not saying trans woman. He's not a trans woman. He's a man with a mental issue. After he posted an image of him not breastfeeding. What's the word? Getting sexual pleasure from a baby sucking his nipple on a bus. Mika Minio-Palula, a former Labour special advisor, because of course, was seen during Wednesday night's News at 10 programme doing the washing up while he spoke of how the soaring water bills were tough if you're a mum. They probably are tough if you're a mum, but you wouldn't know anything about it, what with you not being a mum. Afterwards, Mr. Minello-Palula, who was born male and is therefore male, complained about viewers obsessing over a breast pump that could be seen in the footage and said it belonged to a housemate. He added that trans women can breastfeed. No, they can't. Before sharing a photo of himself doing so on a bus, not breastfeeding, getting sexual pleasure from a child sucking at his nipple. Gender critical campaigner Maya Forstater, well done to her by the way, she won £100,000 because the court agreed that having the philosophical belief that there are only two genders, male and female, is a protected characteristic. It's always one to remember, that one. Always remember the Forstater ruling. To believe in only two genders is protected in law, and nobody can say otherwise. Anyway, she responded to the post today by writing, "A man is not a woman. A man is not a mother. A man having a baby suck his nipple is not breastfeeding. No, it is a sexual pleasuring of a man by a child. That's what this is. That's what he is." Meanwhile, author Helen Joyce added, "I am not sharing a pic of a bloke on a bus breastfeeding a baby because it's also a pic of a baby being used non-consensually as a man's identity prop and pleasuring device." And there he is, this man with little moustache, his little moustache and his Adam's apple, big hairy hands, having a baby suck live on a bus like that. Because, oh look at me, I'm a real woman. No, you're not. You're a pervert and a predator. Trans women, or men, can make themselves lactate by taking a combination of medicines that tricks the body into making milk. First of all, it's not real milk. It can be done, but it's not real breast milk. And it's so filled with the chemicals you use that doctors don't recommend you do it. In 2018, a 30-year-old man became the first officially recorded to breastfeed his baby and was able to produce 227 grams of milk a day, about that much, and unusable milk. After he shared the image, Mr. Minio Pelulo wrote, "In the end, I can only breastfeed my child for a few weeks." No, you can't. You can't breastfeed him or her at all. I then had to stop because I had a cancer relapse and didn't want to poison my child. This will be the only time I ever say this, but for once, cancer is on the side of the angels. Cancer, it's a good cancer. It's a cancer that stops a baby being used as a plaything of a mentally ill predator. Here's me on the bus to hospital for the first chemo round, feeding my child for the last time. No, you're not feeding your child. You're getting pleasure from it. This prompted further debate, with critics replying to the photo by saying it was not possible for someone with male sexual organs to breastfeed. And it is just, I mean, look, here's what you can, but here's how you produce milk. Now listen, these are the things you're putting in. Trans women or men can make themselves lactate by taking a combination of medicines called the Newman-Goldfarb protocol. It was originally developed for biological women who'd adopted or had had a child via surrogacy and wanted to breastfeed. Now, of course, with biological women, you only have to take very tiny amounts of it to kick in the milk production because the breasts are normally there to produce milk. With men, you need far higher amounts, dangerously high amounts. The method involves taking hormone-boosting medications, including the pill. Other stuff that's used include anti-sickness medicine, metoclopramide, heart medication digitalis, and antipsychotic chlorpromazine, and sedative medications which are known to increase prolactin, the hormone responsible for milk production. Domperidone, as an anti-nausea drug, is the preferred option for the protocol, as it has fewer potentially dangerous side effects, but also fewer, not none. However, the regimen is not completely risk-free. The drug can pass into breast milk in small amounts and can sometimes give babies an irregular heartbeat as a result. So this man doing this, and if he's had to take all that chemical muck to make it happen, is directly putting that child's life at risk so he can pretendy womaning. He needs to be arrested for a child endangerment. Anyway, experts have urged caution about trans women using the Newman-Goldfarb protocol because men are dangerous. They have warned that long-term health implications from using the treatment for both adult and baby are unknown. And so nobody knows, and so they shouldn't do it. To do so is to risk the child's health, a safety concern. But he doesn't care about the child's safety. All he's concerned about is other people will see that I'm a real woman now. No, they won't. They'll see a predator using a child for his own sexual pleasure. And it just goes on, and I can feel myself getting really, really angry, and I want to stop. But here's a picture of him again. Look, that doesn't look like a woman at all. Look, that is a man in a top, isn't it? Oh look, I'm gonna put my big earrings in, put my little dress on, pretend to be a woman, and then use this baby as a prop. What a sick. I just hope the cancer treatment fails, to be honest. I hope the cancer takes him, because that'll protect that child, because if it doesn't, he'll probably carry on trying to do that afterwards. He's a danger. Absolute child endangerment and a predator. And I'm going to stop and come up because I'm getting angry. To put it bluntly, we need to stop pandering to these sick fucks. We need to say, no, you're not a woman, you never will be. Stop trying. We're not going to accept you. We're never, ever going to accept you as women. And the fact that you use babies to further this sick mental illness you have is utterly repugnant and degenerate. And I am so angry, I'm going to stop. So thank you very much for listening. If you like what you hear and see on the channel, please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the like button. They both help. And until next time, as I calm down, until next time, stay safe, stay well, and for God's sake, protect your children and don't let anyone like that anywhere near them. And goodbye.